So, we will look at about the next model we can apply, the strategy clock, Bowman strategy clock. This is a model for analyzing competitive strategies according to different combination of price and value for the customer. You know about this model also. In this model, we have identified 8 possible strategies for the organizations. This provide 8 options for the organizations. The 6, 7, 8 options are normally considered as failure strategies. Later I will explain the reason behind that also. In reality, organization can apply 5 successful strategies according to this particular model. Here 2 variables have been considered. One is price variable, other one is perceived added value. Under the price variable, we look at about the level of the price, whether price is low, medium or high. Under the perceived added value, we look at about the added value amount is low, medium or high. For an example, quality may be a added value customer expect. Quality can be low, medium or high. When you combine these two, we have 8 options. First option is called no fill strategy. No fill strategy. What is the meaning of no fill strategy? Here price is low, at the same time perceived added value is also low. Here we are talking about the product which will be offered at a low price, at the same time the added value offered from the product will be also low. For an example, low quality products. This is one of the alternative we have to offer to the market. Normally, no frill strategy is identified as a segment specific strategy. This is more appropriate to enter to a specific segment of the market. At the same time, this strategy is more appropriate to use as an entry strategy. Right, this can be used in a segment, at the same time this can be used as an entry strategy. I do not think this is appropriate for these organizations, for the malted milk powder industry. We are not much focusing on the cost aspects. Next one is low price strategy. Under the low price strategy, what is happening? The added value amount is increased, but price remain as it is. Price remain as low, but added value is increased. This is more suitable for the mass market. In a mass market, customers normally expected to buy a product at a low price, but that should provide at least medium level added value. For example, medium quality of the products. This is more mass market based strategy, but I still believe this may not be much suitable to this particular industry. But if you argue, then you can use that. You have to argue with a valid point. Then hybrid strategy, pursue added value is high, the price is low. This may be one of the strategy you can try, but it will be a very difficult strategy. It is very difficult to give high value product at a low price. Next one is differentiation strategy. In there, we are going to offer the highest added value product at a medium price. This is more appropriate with the mass market. This may be also can be tested with this particular product, but here the segment we are going to focus is more, we are not going to focus on the total market, we are going to focus more on the selected marketplace. Therefore, I do not think this is the appropriate strategy for these organizations. Then the focus differentiation strategy, here we are offering a high pursue added value product at a higher price. High pursue added value is offered at a higher price. So, this is more appropriate in a selected marketplace. Since we are going to cover this malted milk powder market segment, this may be more appropriate strategy. Right, this will be more appropriate strategy. Therefore, I recommend strategy number 5 for this organization. Alternately, you can talk about the hybrid also, but it is not easy. Even differentiation, but here more appropriate one is the focus differentiations. Then 6, 7, 8. If you look at the 6, 7, 8 strategies, those are failure strategies. Why we identify them as failure strategies? If you look at our strategy 6, in there we are offering a medium level added value product at a higher price. Normally, customers are not willing to pay higher price to buy a medium level quality products. Therefore, that is not appropriate. This is not appropriate strategy. Seven also similar. We look at about the strategy number 7. In there, we are offering a low added value product at a higher price. It is not practical to imagine customer is willing to pay higher price to buy a low added value products. That is not appropriate. Strategy 8, pursue added value is low, but price is medium. This is also not practical. Therefore, strategy 5 is the most appropriate strategy for this organization. Then what are the other strategic options we can consider? One option may be blue ocean or red ocean strategy. Apply blue ocean or red ocean strategy. You are familiar with that also. Under the red ocean strategy, we compete in the existing marketplace. We offer similar product others offer in the marketplace. But under the blue ocean strategy, we are going to offer new product to cater to unfulfilled need of the customers. What is the most appropriate strategy here, blue ocean or red oceans? I go with blue ocean strategy. There may be a market segment where there is a customer group who need to buy a particular malted product, a unique malted product which has not been offered by anyone else in the marketplace. For example, maybe the taste, customer may be worrying about the taste of the products. Therefore, I recommend to apply blue ocean strategy here. I think that's enough for the part 3. Next, part D of the questions, discuss the marketing mix for the introduction stage of PLC for the new product range. Discuss the marketing mix for the introduction stage of the PLC for the new product range. Right. So, you have learned about product life cycle concept. This part D tests your knowledge on product life cycle concept plus the marketing mix variable. So, you have learned 4 marketing mix variable for a product. We call it as 4 P's: product, price, place and promotion. Examiner tests your knowledge on this. That is linked with the product life cycle also. You have learned about the product life cycle also, where you have learned that there are 4 stages of a life of a products: introduction, growth, maturity and decline. The first stage we call it as introductions, then second one is growth, third one maturity and the last one is decline. Here examiner focused on the introduction stage of the product life cycle. In there normally we can identify low sales amount, high cost for customer, cost is high, high cost per customer. Then normally profit is negative, the few competitors or 0 competitors. If you use the blue ocean, initially there will be 0 competitors. Customer group we identify as innovators. Number of distributors will be few. Sales promotion is high. You have to spend a lot of money on sales promotion to give the awareness to the customers. Right. In relation to this, look at questions again. Here, discuss the market mix for the introduction stage of PLC for the new product range. So, we will look at about what type of answer we can develop for this. marketing mix variable since this is a product, we can identify 4 P's: product, price, place and promotion, here the products. So, what type of product we are going to offer? We are going to offer malted milk product. So, we will look at about the product features here. We are going to add more features for our products. We can focus on some features, example like taste, energy, power, nutrition. So, here the main objective is to offer more high added value to the customers. Therefore, our product will include so many features. You may emphasize one, for example, taste may be emphasized, but other may also be included with the products. Then price, in relation to price, normally you can apply 2 strategies. What are 2 strategies you can apply? One is market penetration strategy, other one is market skimming strategy. Under market penetration strategy, we are going to charge a low price intentionally with the expectation of attracting more customers into our organizations. Under the market skimming strategy, we are going to charge a high price from the customers. High price from the customers. So, here since we are planning to introduce a unique product to the marketplace, I recommend to apply second strategy, market skimming strategy. Market skimming strategy, where you will charge a high price from the customers. Place where we talk about the different distribution option available for the organizations. Here there may be few distribution option available for the organizations. One is extensive distributions, then selective distributions, then exclusive distributions, the direct distributions. There are 4 options available: extensive distribution, selection distribution, exclusive distribution, direct distributions. Under the extensive distribution, we try to sell our product by using many retailers as possible. That is more appropriate for low value item, especially for this FMCG group, fast moving consumer items group. Selective distribution mean through selected retailers you are trying to sell the product. Not everywhere you can find this, only a selected places, for example, selected supermarket. Then exclusive distribution mean you appoint one party to sell the products, that is more appropriate with high value item. Here this is not possible at all. Direct distribution mean the manufacturer himself try to sell the product direct to the customers online. That may also not be more appropriate for this type of products. Initial that may not be possible for this type of products. So, what is this best strategy? Extensive, selective, if you look at those two, what is the best strategy? I think extensive strategy is the most appropriate strategy. Extensive strategy. Here you have to catch more retailers as possible. More retailers as possible. Right. So, extensive distribution is more appropriate. One can argue selective distribution is more appropriate if you are focusing on the high end group. Yes, if you come up with the argument, then it is correct. A high end group, this product price is very high, only if selected customers can afford. In that type of scenario, you can select the selective distributions. Even this direct distribution, one can come up with this also. One can argue, right, this may be possible strategy, especially in the pandemic situation, COVID-19 situation. You can test this one, yes. It should be based on the facts, right, but exclusive not possible at all. You can't suggest this one, right. So, the most appropriate according to my view is extensive, but you can argue this selective one is also appropriate based on the facts. Even you can argue direct one also be appropriate, it based on the facts used by you. Then promotion at the initial stage, what do you think? Do you want to spend lot of money on promotion? Yes, you have to spend lot of money, spend money heavily on advertising. You have to spend lot of money on advertising. Why? So, when you are offering a new product to marketplace, customer may not be aware on that, right. So, initially you have to give the awareness to the customers about these new products. To do that, so you have to spend lot of money on advertising. Even you can use this sales promotion activities also. Maybe sales promotion initially to promote the products, right. Even nice displaying in supermarket, displaying, even good packaging, you can use good packaging, you can use social media, promote the products, right. So, those are some of the possible option you have. Right. If you look at about the part E, what is the requirement of part E? Recommend 4 critical success factors that would be important to DPL when developing the plan for the first 2 years. So, what are critical success factors for this industry? Malted milk powder industry. This part F also connected with that. recommend one KPI for each of the above CSF which should be applicable to measure the performance of new business. Right. Part E, recommend 4 critical success factors. What are the what is critical success factors? I will try to understand what is critical success factors. Critical success factors are those actions that must be performed well in order for the goals and objectives established by an organization to be met successfully. That is one of the definition given. These are the actions that must be performed well in order for the goals and objectives established by an organization to be met successfully. To achieve the organizational objective, these factors should be met well. So, what are the factors this organization should met well to achieve the organizational objective? We will look at that one later. Then look at the second definitions. Johnson, Scholars and Whittington define CSF as those components of strategy where the organization must excel to outperform competitions. Those components of strategy where the organization must excel to outperform competitions. These are the areas where you have to perform better than others in order to defeat others. These are underpinned by competences which ensure this success. So, CSF are based on the competencies of the organizations. So, what are the critical success factors for this daily industry? So, I have identified 4 critical success factors for daily industry. So, one is lower production cost. There is one area you have to work. If you want to give a product at a reasonable price to the customers, your production cost should be low. For an example, the fertilizer and chemical cost should be low, labor and other facility costs should be low. This is one area you have to focus. Lower production cost. Then another one is the new technology. You can use new technology to expand this business. For an example, applicable of biotechnology and information technology. Then ideas and innovation replaces strict rely on mechanical technology and physical labor. That is another area you can use, especially in these days like this online selling, then automated manufacturing system. Those options may be available. That is the second factor. Third one is quality of the product. This is very important. Customer may be more worried about the quality of the product. You have to ensure a good quality product is offered to the customer. Quality of the products. Then the fourth one is environmental importance. Environmental importance. So, nowadays it is important to protect the environment also. In the case itself it was given that government has banned use of the polythene. At the same time, when you are using some other fertilizer also, you have to worry about this environmental impact on that. So, environment importance also I identify as a critical success factor for this industry. Then we will move to the part F, Recommend one KPI for each of the above CSF which would be applicable to measure the performance of new business. Now, this is connected with the part E. Under the part E, you identify critical success factors. Here part F, it is requested to identify one KPI for each of the above CSF identified. First of all, we look at about what is KPI. KPI, an important measure of a critically important aspect of performance for which a target is set and actual performance is measured. An important measure of a critically important aspect of performance. This is a measure, here measuring is done for a critically important aspect of the performance, where we set a target, then later we will check the actual performance. There should be a key performance indicator for every CSF. And normally you may have few CSF for few KPIs for each CSF, one or few. Purpose of KPI is to enable management to measure and control progress in each of the CSF. Now, purpose of KPI is to enable management to measure and control progress in each of the CSF. CSF are qualitative, KPIs are quantitative. CSF are normally qualitative, but KPIs are quantitative. Then CSF describe causes for success, but KPI are the effects of success. This is theory part, you know these things, I am not going to elaborate more on this. We will directly go to the question requirement. You identify at least one KPI for each CSF identified. The first CSF we identify was lower production cost. So, I am going to identify a KPI related with that. Cost of production for kilogram of milk produced on the farm. Cost of production for kilogram of milk produced on the farm. Right. So, that is one of the KPI we have identified. We can set a target, then we can measure that one. This is relevant in the cost. Then next, new technology. I have identified number of new technologies used. So, what are the new technologies we are going to use? How many new technology we have introduced in a particular year? We will say 2. Target is to apply new 2 technologies, right. Then at the end we can check how many new technologies are actually applied. Then third one is quality of the products. So, here I am going to identify KPI, number of quality certificate obtained. Now, how many quality certificate obtained? We say, for example, you can set a target, obtain 2 quality certificate, for example, SLAs, ISO 9001, ISO 22000 certificate. These are some of the example. Then environmental importance. I have identified a key performance indicator, number of new initiatives taken to protect the environment. Number of new initiatives taken to protect the environment. Example, we will say 2, at the beginning we will say 2. For example, we will say use of recycling, then use of compost right, compose like that, right. Then another one, since these are new business, you can add another one if you want, this critical success factor, that is customer awareness and preference. We can identify another critical success factor, customer awareness and preference. Customer awareness and preference. Here KPI you can identify is, you say for example 10%, 50% customer awareness within first 2 years. Example 50% customer awareness within first 2 years. Then 10% customer preference. Total market will say 10% customer preference on the products. That may the KPI you can set on this. Right. So, with that we have completed this question number 3, which is based on pre-seen and unseen 50 mark questions. So, I am going to just check the marking scheme given by the examiner also. So, examiner is identify 5 scenarios which can exit: very good attempt, average attempt, poor attempt, very poor attempt. So, here I discuss part question number 3. Here actually in the part A, we apply the 5 forces model. We will say what the examiner say. Excellent evaluation of competitiveness of the malted milk industry in Sri Lanka by using 5 forces model with rating each competitive force by using the evidence given in the scenario. 5 forces model, we apply that one. If you have done that one properly, you will get more marks. 6 to 5 mark will be obtained by you, right. 6 mark course given, no, for that part, right. Then 4 to 3 mark, evaluate the competitiveness of the malted milk industry in Sri Lanka by using 5 forces model without rating each competitive post by using the evidence given in the scenario. We rate actually, we say high, low, medium, like that we rate, no, right. So, next is evaluate the competitiveness of the malted milk industry in Sri Lanka by using competitive post proposed in the 5 forces model. 2, insufficient and poor attempt but propose some point given for evaluation, evaluating the competitiveness of the malted milk industry in Sri Lanka, 1 marks. Weak analysis and irrelevant to the given task, 0. Depend on how you have analyzed this. Part B, it was raised about the opportunities and threat in the macro environment. We have done excellent analysis of potential opportunities and threat for new product range based on the new trend of macro environment by using appropriate macro environment analysis model, like PEST special, we use PEST actually. You can get more marks, actually we identify more point. Then 4 to 3 mark, analysis of potential opportunities and threat for new product range based on the new trend of macro environment without using appropriate macro environment analysis model, but highly relevant to the present situation of the respective market. So, analysis of potential opportunities and threat for new product range based on new trend of macro environment without using appropriate macro environment analysis model. So, if you are not using a model, then you will get 4 to 3 mark, but so we use PEST and we can get more marks therefore. Part third option 2, analysis of potential opportunity and threat for new product range based on new trend of macro environment without using appropriate macro environment. Right. Next, insufficient 1 marks, insufficient and poor attempt but propose some point for the analysis of potential opportunities and threat for new product range based on the new trend of macro environment. Then next, weak analysis and irrelevant to the given task. Part C, recommend appropriate business strategies for developing competitive advantage by compressively using appropriate competitive strategy model. At least 2 model. I is asking you to apply at least 2 model because 18 mark is given now. Such as Porter's 3 generic strategies, strategy clock, military analogies and blue ocean and red ocean strategy. Actually, we discussed 3 model applicability. Then 13 to 10 marks, recommend appropriate business strategies for developing competitive advantage by using appropriate 1 competitive strategy model such as Porter's 3 generic strategies, strategy clock. If you use 1 model, then only 13 to 10 marks. 9 to 7 mark, recommend appropriate business strategy for developing competitive advantage without using appropriate strategic models such as Porter's 3 generic model and blue ocean, red ocean strategy, etc. You just say something but without using a proper model. 6 to 1 mark, insufficient and poor attempt but recommend some strategies in general without fully match with the given scenario. Insufficient and poor attempt but recommend some strategies in general without fully match with the given scenario. Then 0, weak discussion and irrelevant to the given task. Then part D, comprehensively discuss the whole element of marketing mix by using 4 P's with paying special attention to the market characteristic faced by the new product range at the introduction stage. Talk about the whole 4 variable, 10 to 8 mark can be obtained. 75, discuss the whole element of marketing mix by using 4P without paying special attention to the market characteristic faced by the new product range at the introduction stage. If you are not talking about the features sufficiently, you will get only 7 to 5 marks. 4 to 3, discuss the some element of marketing mix by using 4 P's without paying special attention to the market characteristic. Only some element are discussed, not the whole 4. 2, 1, insufficient and poor attempt but discuss some marketing mix element in general. 2 to 1 mark, 0, weak discussion and irrelevant to the given task. 5 to 4 mark, recommend at least 4 most appropriate critical success factors that would be important DPL when developing the plan for the first 2 years. Third, recommend at least 4 critical success factors that would be important DPL when developing the plan for the first 2 years, but some argument about the match with given scenario, not matching with the given scenario, not matching properly. 2 marks, recommend at least 2 critical success factors in general, only 2. 1, insufficient and poor attempt but propose some point which can be considered as some valid areas of the success of the business. 0, weak analysis and irrelevant to the given task. 3F, 5 to 4 mark, recommend at least 4 KPI for each of the above CSF which would be applicable to measure the performance of new business. You come up with the 4 KPIs relevant one. 3, recommend at least 4 KPI for each of the above CSF which would be less applicable to measure the performance related to identified CSF, not much relevant. Recommend at least 2 KPIs for each of the above CSF which would be less applicable to measure the performance related to the identified CSF, 2 marks. 1, insufficient and poor attempt but propose some KPI which can be considered as some valid performance indicators of the success of new business. 0, weak analysis and relevant to the given task. So, we can with that we can complete the discussion of the question number 3 which is based on pre-seen and unseen and allocate 50 mark for the questions.